Welcome to RickRackRuby. I'm Laura Cluvo. Today we'll make this unicorn cone gnome. It's really fun and easy to make, so let's get started. I was at the fabric store shopping for pink fur for the Valentine gnomes, and I spotted this rainbow fur and I had to get it because it was just screaming unicorn. You can tell on the back how all these colors are in stripes, and I thought originally I would make some kind of like a stuffed animal unicorn or a unicorn Valentine or something like that, but I just got so into gnomes I thought, why not make a unicorn gnome? So I have these miniature 4-inch cone unicorns. Here's a couple of examples. These are some of my prototypes. They're small, they're just 4 inches. The cone is 4 inches. And this one I did with felt, and then a sweater for the hat. I like the way that one turned out. And then this one I did actual fabric on the cone, and then I did a felt hat with a little bit of rickrack. But I think let's just keep it simple. Just make it very simple. So this is a variation of my Christmas cone gnome. And so some of the patterns are found in that tutorial, which I will link. This fur is from Joann Fabrics. For the unicorn parts, I use this Creatology, that means Michaels, right? It's adhesive glitter foam sheet. How fun is that? I have pink, white, and gold. Then I cut out the little pieces with die cutters. I ordered this from Amazon, and when it came, I was surprised by how small it was. I was thinking it would be bigger, but it works really well on the foam. I could not imagine that this cuts right through the foam, and even you get even the little scored details. Here's the horn, and here are the ears. I've already cut them out. And honestly, you could use the flowers and the leaves and the bows and the hearts. There's so many little shapes here. It would be easy to incorporate all of these into the project. All right, let's get started. This project uses a 4-inch paper mache cone, and I've cut out this is just a 5-inch quarter circle, which I'll fold and stitch on my sewing machine. I stitched up the side seam and I trimmed the points, the top and the bottom. Now I'll trim the seam allowance a little bit, turn it right side out, and fit it over the cone. This little allowance here at the bottom, I'm going to hot glue to the inside. My trusty glue gun. If you watched my Christmas or my holiday cone gnome ornament, it's the same technique. Just a few little details have changed. I'm not going to do anything else to finish the bottom. That is too much trouble. Now for the beard, I have a beard pattern, and again, that's described in the original cone gnome tutorial. I can see on the back of this fur that this pattern is only going to reach about 3 of the stripes, so I need to kind of decide which colors I want. I think I'm going to start at yellow, and it'll be the yellow, sort of green, and blue. I like that, so I'll pin that and cut it out. I'm cutting it out with these little itty bitty scissors, just getting the tip of the scissors underneath the backing of the fur. And of course, you could set it down on a cutting surface and use an X-Acto knife. There's my beard. I'm gonna glue it to the front of the cone, so opposite the back seam, about halfway up. I also want to put a strip of hair around the back And I'm going to use this color, this blue, just because it happens to be right there at the bottom of this piece. So this piece goes around the back. I'm going to fold it in half. The center of the fur I'll glue right over that seam, about halfway down. And then I'll glue the top edge around to the front, both sides. And then I'll glue the top edge of the beard. Great. And then for the mustache, I'll cut a little semicircle out of the top center. Fold that edge down a little bit, just finger pressing. So it has sort of a fold at the top. And then when I glue, I'm going to glue it because I don't want that raw edge of the fur showing. I'll style the mustache later, but I can tell that's going to look good. Now I'll add this little tiny furniture button. It's just a little round piece of wood. Before I glue it on, I'm going to add a little bit of blush. Makes it look more realistic, I think. I'm trying to get the blush on the top edge of the nose. So I'll glue it very carefully to make sure that the pink part is at the top. And there we go. That is glued on. Next is the hat. I've been using sweater scraps. I think sweater scraps are the best for the hat. And I have a variety of pink sweater scraps, but this is my favorite and I only have a little bit left. So I'm looking at the rib and I want that to be vertical. So I think this will work. I'm just going to cut it about like this. And then fold it right sides together and stitch it up. Here's how it looks. Now I'll turn it right side out. I'm going to use a needle to pull out that point. Then let's try it on and make sure it's going to fit. That looks pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna fold under the edge and kind of spot glue it here and there before I stick it on the head of the gnome. I always use low temp glue, of course, so that I don't burn myself. That looks good, so I'm going to hot glue to secure, and I'm especially going to pull down the sides of the hat around the nose like this. Make sure that gets glued down really well. You know, I usually sew everything, but I wanted this to be a quick, easy, fun project. That looks pretty good. Now I know this is the part you've been waiting for. This is very fun. Here's a pom-pom for the top. Here's the horn. I think I'm going to do the white ear with the pink center. So not only are these glitter and they're foam, but they're also adhesive backed. So we're going to make sure we get there's a little difference between in the slant of the bottom of these pieces. So this is this one, and this is this one. So I'm just going to peel off the backing and stick them on. It's not hard at all. And then here's the horn. And again, it was really fun to see how easily the die cutters cut through these foam shapes. You can see there's even the little scoring in the horns. So I'm going to start by sticking the horn on about, I put it too low at first, and then it kind of made it seem like the ears were eyes or something. It just didn't look right. So that's about 1 finger width above the nose. And then the ears go on either side. I don't think you can go wrong. They can be right up next to the horn. They can go out more to the sides. They can angle out in one direction or the other. Kind of like this is how I like it. And then I'm just going to glue the pom-pom to the top of the hat. I do like to sew usually, but to make this quick and easy, we'll just glue that on. And then I have these flowers that I really like. So I try to find the colors that match the fur. Let's see what we have. So let's try this yellow and sort of an aqua and pink, of course. I think that'll work. I think I'll do blue and then yellow. I imagine this is like sort of a gnome child, a boy, because he has the beard. And like a lot of the kids that I see out and about, he's just wearing a unicorn headband. So it's kind of like a gnome boy wearing a costume, sort of. Anyway, that's what I was thinking. Then the final touch is this little bow. It's a pink velvet bow with a rhinestone in the middle. Now you can tie a bow out of any kind of ribbon that you like. You can even use maybe a heart, right? You can use anything you like. I just had these on hand and I like the color and the scale. The size of the bow just seemed just right. So I'll hot glue that to the center. And now I want to style the mustache. So I've got my hairspray. I'll spray a little on my fingertips and then just pull the ends of the mustache together so that it looks a little bit, it has some distinction. It doesn't just blend in with the beard. And there we go. There's the little unicorn gnome. He is so cute, colorful, and fun. This would be a cute party favor or just something fun for you to make with some young friends. Thank you for watching my tutorial. If you're enjoying my videos, please like, share, and subscribe.